Skibo in Tucson, Arizona. This is ChristianEyewear.com, where believing is seeing. I am See More Better, but call me Mo Better, because I might be seeing Mo Better. Look at Mo Better and show everyone else how I bring God's love and feeling back to glasses when I cut the Zeiss Light D digital freeform progressive lens with a Photofusion blue and Duravision chrome anti-glare for your RayBan 5154, which is the ophthalmic ClubMaster color 2000, which is the classic, the soon-to-be classic crystal with silver, in the 51 eye size. It's still alive. It was trying to squirm away from me. Inside your hard shell case is your RayBan cleaning cloth. But the star of the show, the main attraction, as I mentioned, this is the ophthalmic ClubMaster. So what RayBan has, and it comes with a little plastic sleeve on the left temple to protect the temples from rubbing together during shipping. I'm going to put that on there when I ship to you. But for when Geek Chic came along, that retro vintage look, they took the original ClubMaster, which is model number 3016. I will come back to that number in a moment. And they made a clear lens for it. Just like they did for the RayBan 2132 new Wayfarer sunglasses, they came out with the 5184, which is the clear version of that. Now, what they did do, they did some new school colors on an old school frame. This is the crystal with silver. There's also a crystal with gold, which is color code 5762. It comes in two sizes, a 51 and a smaller 49. Of course, you can still get it in the classic colors, tortoise and silver, black and silver, in both sizes. There's even a blue tortoise now, I believe a red tortoise. But let me go ahead and work with this one. I'm going to pop out the original demo lenses, one of which says RayBan, and you'll be receiving all the manufacturer's original packaging. I'm going to take the frame, trace it, put it into the tracing element of my blocker, program this shape into the computer, and I thought it only fitting that I give you model number 3016, which is the sunglass ClubMaster that has been around forever and ever. But I'm going to sign this because I'm not at 5154. I'm at 3022 now, but this morning I went ahead and pulled this one aside and said I'm going to give you that number. Only fitting. So I barcode every frame, so that way years from now, should you ever need new lenses, I can put your pupillary distance, the optical center height, and pull all that shape up and mail the lenses right to your home, and you'll see how to install them. I'm going to hit the start button. The little stylus is going to pop up, go around, trace the inside bevel of the right side of the frame before doing the same thing on the left. Here at ChristianEyewear.com, where believing is seeing, and again, the new home of free prescription lenses, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed with quality. You buy any frame that I offer and you'll receive one free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipt has my federal ID tax number, so if you have vision insurance or unused health savings account flex dollars, you will get reimbursed for this purchase. Now, you'll get the full reimbursement from your health savings account. I do not accept any vision insurance plan, so I can provide to you, upon request, an itemized receipt that you can file for your out-of-network reimbursement, which they will send to your home in the form of a check. I can only assume. I don't know what your insurance company is going to do because I've never had this conversation with them. I just know they will do it somehow, some way. So I'm going to move on to the next screen to enter your pupillary distance, which is 35.5. So the computer starts at 32.5. I'm going to tap the plus button. It goes up in 0.5 millimeter increments till we get to 35.5. I want to raise the optical or lower the optical center height to 18.5. Change the layout screen from single vision to progressive because these are the no line invisible bifocal. And I'm going to take the first lens out of the packet, place it onto the platform. Now, this is a block where I need to attach this to your lens while it is cutting, so I need two double-sided adhesive stickers, of which I've got them right there. The last one's pre-cut. The black side is the sticky side. I'm going to place the sticker onto the first block, place that on the platform, do the same thing now for the second one. Pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. That silver button on the back is a magnet. It's going to do its job twice. The first time it's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the arm, the blocking arm. I'm going to get everything laid out just perfectly. And Hit that button, the arm's going to come down, place the block onto the right lens. We're going to do the same thing now for the lens that ain't right, but first, you know me, I like to document all the documentation that Zeiss provides. So this is the right lens. In small print, this says the Zeiss Progressive Light D 18, which is the corridor length, the long corridor. 1.59 is the refractive index. Photofusion blue. The small bar is the Duravision chrome anti-glare. I'm going to highlight your right prescription and the bifocal strength. And you're going to get all the manufacturer's original packaging so you know you're getting the real thing. Take the left lens out of the packet, place it on the platform. Pull the paperweight, make the black side sticky. Line that up. Now your pupillary distance, sorry to jump around, is 34.5. So I'm going to tap the minus button this time twice. It's going to go down in 0.5 millimeter increments. Get everything laid out as such. And hit that button, the arm's going to come down, place the block onto the left lens. Now the other nice thing about Zeiss, sure, they give you the small little packets that the lens comes in. Let me highlight that for you. But they give you the verification form that you can keep in your medical record. So the next time you go to the doctor's office and they ask what you're wearing, you can show them, Doc, I am wearing the Zeiss Progressive Light D, which stands for digital, freeform progressive. Same thing that's on your lens packets, but a little bit easier to see. The Progressive Light D 18 corridor length versus 14, which is the short corridor for very narrow frames. 1.59, which is a refractive index of polycarbonate. Photofusion blue. It's got your prescription for the right eye written here. Prescription for the left eye written here. Bifocal strength for both sides. Pupillary distance for the right and left eyes here. The height that I placed that at, and the base curve of the lens. Now if you guys missed any of that, let me recap. It's a bad joke, but you'll be telling it tomorrow. But because these are digital freeform lens, they have the compensated sheet, they have the laser engravings that come on the lens, both the nasal area and the temporal. It shows you the brand of the progressive and then the progressive strength, and it gives you a layout chart should anyone in your doctor's office need to verify these lenses. This is all the documentation and layouts to where they know where to read these powers and where they will find them at. Isn't that great? I love me some Zeiss. They document everything. So this is the tracer, this is the blocker, this is what's known as the edger. It's going to edge your lenses down from this size to this size. It's going to do that on this cutting wheel, which is a diamond crusted wheel that's going to grind away your lens material until it's the final size. This wheel in the center is going to put the V-shaped bevel onto the lens so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. Now I'm going to wake up the computer. Job ID number 3016 3016, or as I like to joke and say, installment 3016 of my 330 million volume series of making a pair of glasses for everyone in America. So stay tuned, you're going to watch all 330 million episodes. These are polycarbonate lenses. If they were plastic, high index plastic or Trivex, I would select those materials, but I love me some polycarb. I'm not going to polish the edge of the lens because it's not going to be seen. I'm not going to put a safety bevel on the front convex surface of the lens, but I am going to place one on the rear concave surface of the lens. I'm going to press the sticker on there firmly. Now the magnet's going to do its job a second time. It's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the chuck, or as I like to call it, the Charles, because I just don't know this machine well enough to call it Chuck. Have I mentioned free bad jokes with the purchase of every pair of glasses made? Hit the green start button, the door closes, the clamp shuts, the lens is going to be traced by two white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to go into the right side of the frame, and you can see as it's tracing the shape of the right lens. And the old Jewish carpenter saying, love your neighbor as yourself, and measure twice, cut once. It's measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing, of which you will have none with your prescription in the skinny metal frame. But the light you see flickering in the background is water. That's there to catch the optical sawdust that will be ejected off of the cutting wheel. Polycarbonate lenses cut dry, meaning that no water sprays onto the lens while they are cutting. Unlike plastic, high-index plastic, and Trivex that do cut wet. meaning that water sprays onto the lens for the duration of the cutting cycle. Now, water will spray onto your lens's Skibo, but only for the last 20 seconds to wash away any optical debris that you see beginning to form. Now, as I mentioned, your lenses are made out of polycarbonate, which is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. They have 100% UVA and UVB protection. They are practically unbreakable. These are high-impact ballistics grade lens material, the same material that our soldiers wear in combat zones to protect their eyes from shrapnel, from flying debris. As I mentioned, it has 100% UVA and B protection. We know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin there in Tucson, Arizona, where your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin. So unlike the lotions, creams, and sprays that have to be reapplied every couple hours, this is permanent and never needs to be reapplied. Now it's getting the V-shaped bevel. Now I'll demonstrate the Photofusion blue aspect of the lens, but you also have the Duravision chrome anti-glare, which is 3 treatments in one. The first treatment is it reduces glare when driving at night, particularly driving at night in the rain, but street lights, stoplights, computer screens, overhead, fluorescent lights, and such. The second feature, so water has begun spraying. It tells me it's in the last 20 seconds, but the second feature is it reduces reflections. So when someone's looking at you, they're not looking at their reflection in your lens. That makes for much better eye contact. Plus, if someone takes a picture with a flash, you're less likely to see that. If you take a selfie, you're less likely to see the phone in the lens. The third feature that I like is the practical side. It comes with the industry's hardest scratch coating. The machine that applies the anti-glare costs well over $1 million and takes over 24 hours to vaporize 8 different coatings onto your lens. So because of the time and the expense, they put the industry's hardest scratch coating on there to protect your time and investment. Now in just a moment, I will open that door with my mind. I'm going to take the lens out, dry everything off, so it is not slippery. Make sure all the optical sawdust is gone. Now, if I were smart, I would have a tray. Hey, it turns out I am smart enough. So, in the future, should you ever need to change the lenses at home, get a glass or metal baking dish. Get a dish towel or t-shirt, which will be played by a part of a paper towel. Because if the screw comes out of the frame and hits a hard surface, it's going to bounce onto the floor. And trust me, with my 21 years experience, it's no fun looking for the screw on the floor. So this will give a soft landing and catch the screw, but I take some additional steps. Now you're going to need a small Phillips head screwdriver. I'm going to do a little bit of lefty-loosey. Now, the screw's going to come all the way out. I'm keeping my finger on the screw. I never turn it upside down where the screw could fall out, but I'm going to put it back in ever so slightly and then tighten it again so that the screw is in the threads and it cannot come out. I don't know if you can see that in there, that little gap. Closed, open. That's what we're looking at right there. So I'm going to take your unbreakable lens with the screw pointed upward. Tuck the lens in at the outside corners, push down. Oops, I pushed right through. Let's see if I can do this again. Tuck it in, get it in the top and the sides, and then go around, press down with my thumbs until it snaps in. Again, you will not. That's what I love about polycarbonate. It has thinner and lighter than regular plastic. It won't flake like plastic or high-index plastic will, and it is thinner than Trivex. I'm going to do a little bit of righty-tighty, and hopefully you can see that gap that's there. Let's see if, yeah, I'm going to have to do it that way. You will see that screw, as I tighten, the clamp is going to close together. That's what I love about these crystal frames. You can see right in there that it's closed. I'm going to go ahead and start cutting the left lens. Flip that over to L. Place the magnet into the Chuck, the Charles, the Chucky baby. Today I'm calling it the Skibo. Hit the green start button. The door closes. The clamp shuts. The lens will be traced by 2 white styluses again, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame, the left side of the frame. And you can see as it's going around tracing the shape. And then again, the old Jewish carpenter saying, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, as well as measure twice, cut once. It's measuring the thickness to where to place the bevel, so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing. Look at that Skibo. You got nothing. You got nothing there. So I'm going to take this block off, pull the sticker away, use my hand-approved drying method, throw that in there, add to my sticker collection, come down here to the Lensometer, begin final inspection, place it in over that black dot, turn the axis wheel to 97, put it over that black dot, read the power, and I am getting plus 50 between exactly halfway between 0 and 1 in the black positive plus numbers, not the red minus numbers, but the black positive, because you have a plus sign. You need 2 steps of far-sighted correction to be able to see far away. Now, once everything is the correct size, you have half a diopter of astigmatism. Uncorrected astigmatism makes 6s and 8s look alike with the letters P and F. You have 2 curves. A plus 50 this way, a minus 50 this way, and it's how we line those 2 curves up, which is 90 degrees away, by the way. It's how we line those 2 curves up to make everything nice and crisp, and we're going to turn that fine-tune knob to 97, where we're at. Let's read the second curvature, and we're at 0. How did we get there? You start off with 50 cents, but someone borrowed 50 cents from you. You're flat broke. Now, unique thing, same thing for the left eye. Plus 50 power, half a diopter of astigmatism correction at 84. Now, these first 2 numbers are real values to be concerned with. This last number could be anywhere from 0 to 180. So that's the fine-tune knob, 0 to 90 to 180. We're going to turn that fine-tune knob to 97 for the right eye, just shy of 90, 84 for the left. You have a difference of 13 degrees from yours and Kevin Bacon's prescription. Now, the add means in addition to what's up top, your bifocal strength is 2.5 diopters. So if you were to buy over-the-counter reading glasses, you add this number to what's on top. Plus 50 and plus 250 is 3. Now, if you were to use computer glasses, you could probably get a 2, 2 1/4, but you need a 3 to see right there. Now, this frame, look at me, I didn't write everything down. There'll be a link in the description below if you want it. This frame sells for $183. The Zeiss progressive lens is $149. The Photofusion blue is $99, and the Duravision chrome is $69. What's the chance of that for a total of $500 even? Is that right? I gotta just see for myself. 183 plus 149 plus 99 plus 69. How cool is that? Now, it was $500 even, and that is tax-free. The reason why, I'm in North Carolina. North Carolina considers eyeglasses a medical device. There is no tax collected on medical devices, so that's how I'm able to remain tax-free. Now, if you were to buy these glasses from anyone else on the internet for the same price, which I doubt you would, but the state sales tax for me is 7.5%, you would pay another $37.50, but you get to keep that money in your pocket since you bought them from me. Plus, you get free shipping anywhere in the U.S. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. So I'm going to do a bit of lefty-loosey, make sure the screw, that popped all the way out. Let me put it back in there, tighten that a little bit more. Now, if this was plastic or high-index plastic, I would have to remove the screw all the way, but because these are unbreakable lenses, for the most part, if you drive over them with a tank, something might happen, but make sure they pop right in. Press down, do a little bit of righty-tighty until that goes back all the way. Let's go ahead and take the block off. Cough into the sleeve, throw that in there, add to my sticker collection. A little bit of optical sawdust, plus I talk so much my throat gets dry. You think I'd have enough practice doing this. Turn the fine-tune knob to 84, which corresponds to the astigmatism correction. Place that in there. Read the power. Plus 50, exactly halfway between 0 and 1. Read the second curve. We're back down to 0 as we should be. The reason why I show all of this is because when you buy glasses on the internet, how do you know you're really getting what your doctor wrote? I verify all this. I am a licensed optician. I went to opticianry college, passed the state board exam, and I've been an optician for 21 years. I've personally cut over tens of thousands of pairs of glasses for people in my community before going out on my own. And now I get a chance to make glasses for people in the Christian community. But that's what I love about Zeiss. I was an Essilor man for years and years. My lab equipment is, but Zeiss just documents everything, and that's important to me. If I were to buy something on the internet, I want someone to prove what I got, because when something's invisible, how do you know? Those 2 black dots are on the corners of your lenses. That corresponds, it shows you the laser engravings. People who are nearsighted can hold this up to the light and see those boxes, that shape. Use this layout screen, and that will show you exactly where the fitting cross is. and that's going to sit directly in front of your pupil. They document all that, and all of this gets shipped with every pair. So now the last part, I want to measure your pupillary distance, 35.5 for the right, 34.5 for the left, for a total of 69. Optical center height of 18.5. I'm going to turn the card around, place the PD stick against my thumb, not the inches, let's do millimeters. And then we hold it up to the left lens, we're getting 69 millimeters. I'm going to measure the optical center height to the middle of the metal. We're getting 18.5 millimeters high. 18.5 millimeters high, so that is cut perfectly. Now this is the portion in every video that as I clean your lenses, I mentioned that there's free shipping anywhere in the US. But Skibo, when you get these in the mail, there is a small chance that these could fit too loose or too tight. However, there's an 80% chance that one side is going to sit higher than the other. That's because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other, and I'm no different. I'm in that 80%, but because of that statistic, 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them. But I'm going to start off by putting these in standard alignment, also known as a 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, the bottom of the frame being 3. I set them on the counter and press down. There is no wobble. Now when I say wobble, when I take mine off, they wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me. For those of you keeping score at home, I am wearing the Christian eyewear model number Philippians 4:13, which is I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, in black and silver. If you want to see all the colors this comes in, go to christianeyewear.com and just do a search for Philippians 4:13, as well as my YouTube channel. You can see more of these glasses being made. Let me put these back on so I can see what I'm doing, so I can finish. Press down, there is no wobble. Close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly, and they do, that neither temple is askew. Now I send out a selfie request in every package. I would love to have two, one with you indoors with these clear, one with you outdoors showing the blue. I also send out cleaning instructions, not only for your frame and lenses, but for the premium microfiber cloth that I provide, your Zeiss cleaning cloth, and your RayBan cleaning cloth, as well as instructions on how to care for your case. So all of these will last you for years. No other seller does that on the internet. Now this is what your lenses look like clear. I'm going to expose them to a strong burst of ultraviolet light. Now as you can see, it takes about 30 to 45 seconds for all photochromic transition lenses to darken. A little bit longer when you come back inside, 45 seconds to a minute, minute 15. Now this is important, pay attention. All photochromic transition lenses will turn dark on day 1 and continue to darken every day for the first couple weeks they're exposed to the sun. After that, they will work for years at maximum performance. The only time, man, doesn't that look good? I love that blue. This is the reason I switched to Zeiss. They had the Generation 8 technology long before Essilor, and they had blue long before Essilor, and Essilor did finally come out with blue. It looks like the old Transition Signature 6 lenses, which 90% gray and 10% blue. If you want blue as this cloth, that's what you're going to get. Now, as I was saying, they're temperature sensitive, meaning they will get darker when it's 85 and below than they will when it's 95 and above. But I'd like to remind everyone, when it's 100 degrees outside, you're miserable, they're miserable. Nobody works 100% when it's 100 degrees outside. And I think I was saying that the only time they won't work is if you're behind the windshield of a car. Your windshield absorbs the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays that would cause your dashboard to crack from sitting in the sun all day, and that's why they don't turn dark in a car. Now, if you have a convertible or a motorcycle, they will turn dark. Now, there's also the Transitions Extra Active Gray, which will get 30 to 50% dark behind a windshield. There's just no Extra Active Green or Blue from Zeiss. So, but that's it. Now, as I keep talking, you will see how fast these things turn back to virtually clear. I love the Zeiss Generation 8 technology. Zeiss invented the photochromic lens. They invented anti-glare. They were the only ones to produce it for the first 7 years for each technology until their patent ran out. Then they sold the technology to Hoya, to Shamir, to Essilor, which Essilor quickly branded as Transitions. Same technology, they just called it something else. They have the anti-glare, same thing. Essilor, as soon as they bought it, started calling it Crizal, where Zeiss still calls theirs Duravision. But you can see how these are almost back to clear. Now, this is the time in each video that I like to remind everyone that Jesus loves you unconditionally. Me, I'm just trying to get a like. If you've liked what you've seen in this video, do just that. Give me the thumbs up. If you're on the Christian Eyewear YouTube channel, click this icon in the bottom right hand corner, then the bell so you can subscribe and be notified every time a video is available. If you're watching this on free prescription lenses, click the red subscribe button and then the same thing, the bell icon, so you get notified of future frame and lens combinations. If you have, there will be a description below. a link in the description below if you want to buy this frame or any other of the 13 to 15 colors this frame comes in. If you have any questions, go to the contact me page of the website, or if you just like to type, you can type in info@christianeyewear.com. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as Christian Eyewear. You can follow me on the sidewalk by walking behind my shadow. I'm just seeing if you guys are paying attention to that. But Skibo in Tucson, Arizona, thank you so much for the purchase of the RayBan 5184 ophthalmic ClubMaster, not the sunglass version. The sunglass version is a little bit deeper. They've narrowed it down for the everyday look, so these don't sit on your cheek and make for oversized glasses. But yeah, thanks for your purchase. This is color size 51. It comes in two sizes, 49 and 51. Comes in 13 to 15 different colors. This is color 2000, crystal with silver. With your Zeiss Zeiss Digital Light D freeform progressive lens, the Photofusion Blue, and the Duravision Chrome Anti-Glare. And now hopefully everyone else has gotten a chance to see how I bring God's loving feeling back to glasses. Thank you.